This is your News Now Sports.
What a week it's been in Convoy. As on Wednesday, Crestview announced the hiring of Doug Etzler as the new boys basketball coach. And tonight, another Etzler is making headlines as Kalen Etzler has announced via his Twitter account that he has committed to The Ohio State University. The 6'8" Crestview sophomore becomes the first commit in the Buckeyes 2021 recruiting class. He's the 51st ranked overall player in his class and the second ranked in-state prospect behind only St. Vincent St. Mary's Malachi Branham. The four-star forward was a key piece to Crestview's state championship team this past season and still has 2 more years of high school ball to go before he will stay in his home state at the next level. To the golf course we go, as after essentially coming in second all spring to Indiana Tech, the UNOH women's golf team finally got their revenge when they beat the Warriors for the WAC conference title. With the win, the Racers get an automatic bid to the NAIA National Tournament. Our Katie Gilhooly took a trip to the links and has more from the champs as they prepare to head to Oklahoma.
After back-to-back WAC titles, the UNOH women's golf team is headed to nationals.
They just kept the pace and stayed very patient, and we knew we had to come in the spring and take control of our own destiny, and they worked really hard and did that coming into the spring conference championship.
The Racers had somewhat of a rocky fall season before coming together in the spring to beat Indiana Tech by 18 strokes for the conference crown, something that the team feels like will help their confidence next week in Oklahoma.
I think a lot of people are kind of not looking at us. They're like, oh, you know, and since we're up north as well, there's a lot of southern teams down there who have better weather than us and everything like that. So I think they're kind of not looking at us, but, you know, we're there to win it. So at the end of the day, I think they've got to watch out.
We are not going to think about winning the game, but I think we'll think about shooting our lowest score, because I think that will really help than us thinking about winning the whole time.
And while golf is an individual sport, at the collegiate level, tournaments are won by a culmination of scores, which means team camaraderie is an important part of play.
If you have your teams back and if you're supporting each other, that helps a lot playing well. For sure it does, because I've heard teams like they're not as close and they're like, I don't know, it's just different. And like when you feel the vibe and everything, you get more excited and more like, okay, I got this really because they're here for me, so I really got this. It's individual when you're out there, but you're still got to be thinking, okay, what are the other girls doing? My score is going to count. I need to be there for the rest of them, and all of our scores come together. So it's not necessarily like you're out there playing together, but you're working together, practicing together, and you're at the end of the day, at the tournament, you're all gonna have a score together.
They all know they can rely on each other and that it doesn't have to be just a certain number of people. And I think that's a great momentum builder going into nationals too, because it is over 4 rounds. So it's a long week of golf, and they're excited for it. We're excited for it. We're excited to get the chance to go back down there and compete again.
In Beaver Dam, Katie Gilhooly, your News Now Sports.
Thanks, Katie. Staying on the links, but heading to Findlay, as the 15th ranked Findlay women's golf team is also headed to nationals for the first time since 2016. The women captured the program's first regional title last weekend when the Oilers ousted the defending national champs in the University of Indianapolis by 8 strokes. As a team, the women feel like such a big win will help boost their confidence as they prepare to head to Florida.
We believe we could do it, but to actually accomplish it, like, it still really hasn't set in that we did that. But we beat 2 ranked national teams, so it kind of just reinforces what we already knew, and then we're kind of just going to build on that going into nationals.
Nobody was probably expecting us to come from nowhere to get the win, and the goal was just to make it to nationals, but this was just the cherry on top. It's a crazy feeling. I mean, first time in school history, so it's definitely surreal.
With a solid group of 5, the Oilers hope to stay within their ears this week as they understand that mental toughness is a huge part of this tournament. Staying level-headed will hopefully help them reach match play, which is one of Findlay's main goals in the Sunshine State.
Just purely confidence. I mean, you either have it or you don't, and I think these 5 girls have it, and that's what's propelled us so far as a group, and that's it. Just, you know, it brings, you know, a smile to my face knowing that if I'm having a bad day, I know they're going to have a good day because they know I need them.
We need to take a break here on Your News Now Sports, but when we return, we hit the diamond as the Reds, Indians, and Tigers all in action on this Mother's Day. Find out how each team fared right after this. The Reds have been on a bit of a roll lately as they head into the final game of their 3-game set with the Giants on a 3-game win streak. Cincinnati has a chance to cap off a series sweep for the first time since April 11th when they completed a sweep of the Miami Marlins. To Oracle Park we go, the final game of a 6-game road trip for the Reds. Top 2, 1-on-2 out for Nick Senzel, and he delivers. Poking one into left center, the hit and run was on as Jose Peraza scores easily. Senzel stretches to second with an RBI double. It's 3-2 Reds. Same score in the 6th when Yasiel Puig has liftoff. A mammoth shot to left center. His 7th of the season. It's 4-2 Cincinnati. But in the bottom of the 8th, we are tied. And Kevin Pillar sends a shot to center. That gets down. Pablo Sandoval heading to the plate. The throw is not in time as that is your game-winning run. The Giants take it 6-5. In Oakland, the Indians conclude their series with the Athletics, hoping to avoid being swept. Top 1, the Indians start off with a bang as Carlos Santana drives one deep to right field. Off the wall it goes. Santana strolls into second with a double. Francisco Lindor will score as Cleveland strikes first. It's tied here in the 6th, but no longer as Roberto Perez blasts a 3-run shot to left center. That's his 4th homer of the year that puts Cleveland up by 3, and they hang on to win 5-3. Finally, in Minnesota tonight, the Tigers closing out their 4-game set with the Twins, hoping to earn a series split. Top 1, the Tigers get going right away as Nick Castellanos hammers one to left and gone. Into the second deck it goes. That's his 3rd home run of the season, making it 2-zip Detroit. In the 2nd, the Tigers continue to show off the power as with 2 out, Brandon Dixon golfs one into the left field seats. That's his 3rd of the season. It's a solo shot. 3-0 Detroit. All the way to the bottom of the 9th now, tying run at the dish, but Shane Green gets C.J. Cron to fly to right. Nico Goodrum puts it away as the Tigers earn a series split with a 5-3 win, Katie.
All right, thanks so much, Matt. We'll wrap things up after the break.